Hey everyone, this is Tim from Your Six Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust the dead zones on your PlayStation 5 DualSense Edge controller. So what is a dead zone? So typically when you're resting your thumbstick, it's not moving at all. And a lot of times companies like to apply dead zones on it. So if you have even a slight amount of stick drift, there's not going to be any kind of movement on your screen. So you can have maybe like a 5%, 10% dead zone. So you have to move your thumbstick like maybe 5% just before any kind of movement shows up on your screen. So if you look at it, if you have to move your thumbstick 5% before there's any kind of movement, well, you're losing a lot of potential precision with your aiming. So it can be very beneficial to have your dead zone set to the lowest possible amount so you have the most precise amount of aiming. So typically you can put it to like 0.02 or 3 without any kind of stick drift or movement on your controller. But you want to go to the DualSense Edge settings and just make sure your dead zones are maybe 0 or maybe 1%. And most of the time in the games, you're going to have your dead zone settings as well. So you have to do this on the controller and then in the in-game settings. So let's go on down to accessories now under options. And then go to DualSense wireless controller right here. And then go to your custom profiles. And then assign a custom profile. So you can just go to one of these and go to assign if you haven't. And otherwise, you're going to have to create a profile on the top. So once you assign a profile, you can select it. So here's FPS. And then here's my profile too. This one I usually use for like sniping or something like that. So I'll probably rename it. But then we have custom button assignments if you haven't already done this. Typically, I use my back paddles for X and O. This is jump and crouch. That's typically the normal one. You definitely want to have those so you can still aim while you're ducking or jumping. Then we can go to stick sensitivity. And since this is my sniper one, I typically use quick on here. And you can see the dead zone adjustments. So if you have any kind of stick drift, if you look where your thumbstick is on the image on the screen, if it's moving like this, you probably have a little bit of stick drift. Now you could increase the dead zones to get rid of that stick drift, but typically you should be fine at 0. And you can also like replace the thumbstick module at any point in time. You can remove it and buy a new one for like 20 or 30 bucks. So you don't have to replace the entire controller. That's one of the huge selling points of this controller. If you have stick drift, well, you don't have to replace the controller. You can just replace the thumbstick. So you can slide this to the right and you can see how big the dead zones get. So if I put this to a 30% dead zone and I look at that, it's all black. I have to move it this much before it actually registers a movement on the screen. So any kind of aim within that black circle is not going to be picked up in the game. So it can be highly annoying in first-person shooters. So I'd say just adjust your dead zones to like 0% unless you have stick drift. Then you can just adjust it until that stick drift is completely reduced under this menu. But then you also have to do that in the game too as well. So just look at this. Then you can also press the FN button, hold this in, and you can switch between your profiles real quick. So if you have your dead zone set to 0 on 1 for FPS, and then you get really bad stick drift and you just don't want to play with it, well, you can just press X or go to a different profile at any point in time. But in FPS games, you probably want to have even a slight amount of stick drift is better, just because the precision you get from just having 0% or very, very low amount of dead zones is absolutely beneficial. So just look at it. You can just easily switch back and forth so quick too. So if you have 0% dead zones on one and then maybe 2 or 3% dead zone on another just to remove the stick drift, well, you can do that and just switch back and forth depending on your needs or guns or whatever you're using. But hopefully this video did indeed help you out. Leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more tech up videos coming up next on Your Six Studios. And right here is the trigger dead zone. So if you're pressing your trigger, you can decide how quickly they are going to respawn. So you can just go from 0 all the way to 100. So if you put it to 100, you're going to have to press the trigger 100% before it registers. So 0 is the best setting right here. You probably don't want to change that unless you're playing some kind of racing game or something like that. And I don't know, there might be a reason you want to switch that, but I can't think of one. But go ahead and leave this video with a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below.